Welcome to NEF Real Estate International YouTube channel. We're starting the series of episodes dedicated to European real estate markets, and today I will tell you about one of my favorite and one of the most stable markets, United Kingdom, and tell you about the projects, why they're attractive for investors and for end users who are looking for property for themselves. If you are keen on any European countries in their real estate markets, please let us know. You can leave your message on this video, and we prepare information and give you information about these markets. Sofia, it's a pleasure to see you again in your beautiful office. So tell us a few words about your company. What is your business, and why are you in Dubai?
Okay, so the pleasure is mine, and our company started in 2004 in Dubai. We were actually working with quite a large developer in Dubai, which is still around. We were exclusively selling and marketing for them, and then we decided to purchase a few plots in Manchester. The reason we picked Manchester because it was an upcoming city, and we've built a few projects there, which then extended to other cities. And this is how we found our niche, and this is how we've become a UK developer.
Interesting. I know that's a big part of your business. It's a residential project. Another part is a student accommodation, and also you're working you're acting as like a management company, which is manage your own projects. Could you please tell us more about your successful projects? What is completed, maybe what is under construction, like a few words, and then we go deeper into particular projects.
Sure. So the business actually started with building student accommodation because the entry price is lower than just purely residential. That was one of the ways that we've marketed to our investors, especially introduced the UK to our investors, which were mostly based here in the Middle East.
And actually, UK is the most popular country for students who want to have a high level of education. That's why student accommodation is very popular real estate market in the UK.
Yes, absolutely. And we had that in mind. We did some studies in terms of which students go to the UK, and a lot of them were from the Middle East. So this is how we were able to promote it to our existing investors who are used to the Middle East market and buying here in the Middle East, in Dubai, for example, and to convince them to diversify their portfolio. Whoever bought back in the day, no one regretted, because it's such a growing market, especially with students. Everybody goes to the UK. The UK education has always been something that people were after and is worldwide respected. And yes, this is how we started with student accommodation. Now it's all over the UK. We then started building residential, we started building hotel apartments, and we have some fully managed projects with a guaranteed return. And do you have now some options for people who are looking for investments like student accommodation? So with regards to student accommodation, we only sell buildings institutionally. We don't sell it individually anymore because it's fully operated. We've got a few buyers, somebody who's already bought projects from us previously. They buy the whole building, we operate it for them, and they receive a guaranteed return. A lot of institutional developers and companies go after that. This is what they want, just an investment in the background. So in that sense, if you have an institutional buyer, somebody who's looking to purchase a whole building, that would be a perfect option. However, if it's somebody who's looking for an individual apartment, it wouldn't be an option. They would have to consider something that's residential or a hotel apartment as an example.
So let's talk about your residential projects in Manchester, in Sheffield. I know you have a project in the center of Manchester. It's a very center of the city. And to be honest, I'm not really familiar with Manchester and Sheffield, so please tell us more about these projects.
So the latest project that we've had in Manchester is One Port Street. It's a luxury project, and what we had in mind is to deliver the quality that people in the Middle East are used to. So something with a swimming pool, gym, concierge, somewhere that people can meet their business partners, and we see a growth of demand for such property, especially in Manchester. Just within some circles and in the UK, a lot of people call Manchester the northern capital, and a lot of head offices moved from London to Manchester. They, like companies like HSBC, BBC have moved their head offices to Manchester. The reason being...
So it could be also like a lifestyle project, not only for renting out, like not only for investment, but also for end users.
Exactly. And what we were aiming for as well is these high up management who was in London before, they've moved to Manchester. They need somewhere where they can fulfill all of their needs in terms of having that community and being around people that are like-minded. This is something that we would like to deliver for our investors or lifestyle end users.
Okay. What about Sheffield? It's also a city with university, and it's one of the biggest city in the UK, as far as I know.
It is, you're right. So Sheffield is the fourth biggest city in the UK. It is very popular with students. The reason we've launched in Sheffield is because we wanted to give our investors an opportunity to invest into something at a lower price tag. And this is something we would like to always give a choice to our investors where they can either go into something really luxurious or something slightly more affordable. So Sheffield is the fourth largest city in the UK, and 42% of its population is students, and from those 42%, about 20 would stay there after studying in Sheffield. The reason being is that they would come from all over the UK, from smaller cities, and also you've got the international migration as well. So international students would come to Sheffield, study there, find a job, and they would stay there eventually. And we've provided this latest project to our investors where they can benefit from renting it out to students or young professionals.
As I know, as we already mentioned, that your company is also acts like a management company, and you manage all your projects. Include all student accommodations and also your residential projects. What is the main benefits for investors who buy property with your company, including the big part of your business is managing your own projects as a management company?
When we started, especially with student accommodation, we found that a lot of investors are overseas and they're looking for a property that will be hassle-free for them. Once we've seen that, we've opened our own management department. So what we provide for our investors now, a completely hassle-free investment where they don't even have to visit the property. Once the project is built, it's handed over, we'll be able to take it on and rent it out. We'll be able to fully manage it, find a tenant, collect the rent, and all the investor does is receive their income. In the future, if they decide to sell the property, say they want to diversify their portfolio and put it into something else, we're also able to help them with that. We've got our resales team on site in the UK, and they will be able to value the property, tell them how much it's worth, and promote it, market it, and sell it in the future. So the whole circle is complete. When somebody buys with us, they don't have to worry about any aspects. Maintenance, management, everything is included. We've got departments in all of these areas. This
is actually what many investors are looking for, this whole circle of all services. And let's talk a bit about the analysis, the current situation on the market. First of all, what is the capital appreciation are you expecting, and what income investors could get investing in your projects and your residential projects?
We always pick areas where our investors will be able to receive at least 5 to 7. So ideally it will be 7%. And then in more expensive areas like the city center, you will be realistically looking at 5%. 5% is still much more that you would get in the capital. This is the reason why we don't really build any projects in the capital. We always pick cities where it's full of young professionals and where the retain of the population is quite large. So we always focus on those cities. In Sheffield, you would be looking from 6.5 to 7.5%. And this is, we're speaking about rental income. If you're speaking about capital appreciation, a realistic number for all over the UK would be about 20% within 5 years. So the beauty of the UK market is that it's always growing, regardless of what's happening. And this is something that our investors can benefit from, is a stable market. This is what we always tell our investors if they already have apartments or property in the Middle East, always to diversify, because the UK would always be a very stable and healthily growing market.
Yes, it's worth to mention that UK is, I would say, diversified country, because this is not centralized only big cities. The life is everywhere, and in small cities, in middle cities, I mean middle-sized cities and the big cities. So it's really good for investors when you know that there is a university or companies, offices of big companies, even in small cities, it's also possible. So yes, this is very interesting. And what can you tell about maybe the current situation in our market in the UK? Because we know this is quite tough. We're going through quite tough years, and how it is affected to the UK market. What do you see as a developer, maybe as a management company?
I've been speaking to a lot of my clients, and everybody's complaining about the mortgage rates, which is a little bit annoying in my personal opinion, because the mortgage rates that the UK is able to provide now, they're quite normal. They're and they've actually dropped this year, which is great news. You're looking at about 4 to 6% as an international buyer. This is also a great benefit that our international investors can benefit from. And we're also able to recommend mortgage advisors, solicitors to our investors, which will be able to provide mortgages to them. So the only instability that I would say I've seen in the past couple of years is that the mortgage rates have gone up. People are a little bit more reluctant, but it also creates a great opportunity for people who are cash buyers. If they're able to pay for the property straight away, and there will be less competition for them as well. They will be able to pick out the best properties. And people who are looking to get a mortgage, these are realistic numbers. So 6% is kind of a worldwide average. What we had in the past 5 years, when it was like 2-3%, it was more of a abnormal situation.
Okay. And is it possible for international investors to have a mortgage, or it's? I know that in the UK there is a selection of programs for citizens who want to buy property for themselves, for young families, for different programs. But anyway, is it possible to get mortgage for international investors? Does
Absolutely.
it make sense?
Absolutely. We've got a lot of we even have an Arab bank in the UK, so this is good for investors who come from the Middle East. But I'll definitely be able to put our investors or your investors in touch with a few mortgage advisors who are based here, and they would be able to meet the client here and provide them with a mortgage. The only thing that you're unable to start the process whilst the property is off plan. You're only able to start the process when the property is 6 months away from handover.
Okay.
This is when you start finding a bank, and your mortgage broker will apply to a few different banks, and then you will probably be able to get a mortgage up to 60% on handover.
I see. Very interesting. And maybe something new, maybe something some new projects expecting, and maybe you can share with us this information.
Of course. We're actually looking at purchasing a new plot in Manchester. It's going to be middle segment, so it will be available and affordable to all of our investors. Meanwhile, I would say if you're looking at something that is very extra, very luxurious, we've got our current project, and this would be one of a kind. And then if you're looking at a smaller ticket, entry ticket, I would say that the project in Sheffield, you're able to buy a studio for about £160,000, and the project is actually going to be handed over end of February. So it's nearly handed over, and you will be able to start getting your return straight away.
Okay. Interesting. Thank you very much. It's really very interesting. So this is the model of your flagship project, One Port Street in Manchester. When it will be completed, by the way?
So the project is going to be completed in Q4 2025. The project is actually ahead of construction. It's very exciting. You wouldn't see something like that in the Middle East. So this is again the benefit of investing in the UK. Everything is built on time. You know when the property will be handed over, and you'll be able to start gaining your rental income.
Let's talk about the project itself. How many apartments, what is available right now, and what is the main idea of the project? Maybe some special things you can tell about the project.
Of course. So the project has 1 and 2 bedroom apartments. We are 80% sold out, so we've got about 20 apartments left available. The entry price would be £260,000. Again, I'm just going to repeat myself from what we've discussed earlier. The project is going to be luxury. You've got the lounge over here. It's called the Paganini Lounge. You'll be able to meet your friends there, meet your business partners. There will be a little bit bar available where you can get some food and drinks. Down here, you've got a little park area. Again, there's a few water features, and something that is very uncommon for the UK, you are able to purchase a parking space. So as you probably know, in the UK, it is quite a big issue to find a parking spot, but because the level of this project, you're also able to get a parking space for a separate fee, which is about £25,000.
What about the location of the project? It's a city center. I know there is like a canal nearby, and what is the main idea of the location of this project?
It's actually located on the canal, so you're able to see over here, and it's located, as you could imagine, on Port Street. It is the city centre of Manchester, and you've got Harvey Nicks, walking distance, all the brands that you need. There's the cathedral, there's a lot of entertainment, bars and restaurants, everything is around you. It will be the equivalent of living in downtown or Dubai Marina if we're comparing it to Dubai. So this is a very prime location.
Good. What is included into finishing? How I as an investor, as an end user, can get when I buy this apartment, and what I need to buy, like optionally and additionally?
So the finishing, you'll be handed over with a equipped kitchen, equipped bathroom, and then in terms of furniture, We also offer and work with a company that offers a furniture package. In terms of pricing for the furniture package, you would have to speak to the company and just decide what your budget is and what would you like to put, whether it's going to be rented out or you're going to use it yourself. So that depends on the type of furniture that you'll be putting in there.
Will it be any facilities included in, will be part of the project for residents?
Yeah, so you'll have a 24-hour concierge, you'll have a gym, the lounge that we discussed, and there's also going to be a few working space areas where you're able to come down, bring your laptop, and if you're working from home, which is now quite a popular trend, there is areas for that's equipped with everything that you need.
Great. So, Sofia, thank you very much. It's very excited, and I like everything about you tell us about this project. And just want to ask our viewers and our clients, if you're interested in investing in UK market, please let us know. We can do the Zoom call with Sofia and provide you with all necessary information. And UK market is very stable. It's a very good idea to diversify your investments, not only United Arab Emirates, but also the UK.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Jana. And as Jana said, if you're interested, do let us know and we'll arrange a Zoom call and we'll arrange a meeting if needed and show you around. Thank you.
Thank you.